And he said, well, why did you apply here? Because, they always look for people who speak languages, and it's an international organization. So I literally had an electric typewriter, and I must be the only person in the world who's ever gotten a job at Visa presenting a resume typed with an electric typewriter. Poof, 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 poof. I showed up with a white cable knit cotton sweater from, I think, the Gap, with a blue denim shirt that I had from New York, with a yellow Mickey Mouse necktie that I bought with Al in Chinatown, and somehow I landed that job in a temperate. So anyway, that's how it started.
You were in the switchboard or something, right? At first,
I was in the service center almost. We used to do authorizations. It was called the Visa Service Center. We used to do authorizations and.
Do I remember this correctly? You might get you fired if they're trying to get rid of you. This might do it. But didn't you brag that you spoke Italian? I seem to recall you trying to learn Italian in a hurry.
Totally, you're absolutely right. The job required 2 European languages other than English, and so I bluffed and I said, "Well, I'm fluent in Italian." And I was just like so lucky that the lady who interviewed me for my Italian spoke actually worse than I did, and somehow I got this job. But it was traumatizing because like the first 3 months of me getting this job, I was in the bus and in the tube. I bought this book. I still remember it. Hugo was the publisher. Learn Italian in 3 months. And I'll be there reading this thing, and then I'll be on the phone with Italians.
No YouTube at that time, right?
No. So
Duolingo. Duolingo.
So yes, I bluffed
can
it.
you remember your script when you picked up the phone, wasn't it? Because when you picked up the switchboard, you had to say. You remember that?
Yeah. Visa Service Center. Chendo speaking. How can I help you?
What's your title now?
Vice President, Global Market Services.
Hey,
yes, it's
30 years.
It's a global role. Yes, absolutely.
Moved up in life.
But the point is that, when I landed that job, I told myself, I said, never quit this job unless you've got something better, right? Because prior to that,
can you look at the camera and say that to those people watching that are thinking I'm going to quit my job?
Actually, no, I won't recommend that because I should have had the balls to be more bold, right? Okay. But at the time for me, when I was coming from making literally 10,000 pesetas, I think it was like 10,000 pesetas a month I made with Glenn, right? And all the other jobs that I had.
Is now
10,000 pesetas a week, I think. It was like $1,000 a week? No, that was too much.
That's too much.
That's too much. 10,000 pesetas was 60
it's just
euros.
10,000 a month.
60 euros. 60 euros, more or less.
Right?
No, 6 euros is 1,000 pesetas. 60 euros is 10,000 pesetas, yeah.
So
60 euros a week.
240 a month.
240 euros a month.
Right.
So then I thought, well, never again. I thought this was... And the other thing is, and this has also come up in previous episodes, right, is where we were as a family back then, right? I realized very soon that, this kind of situation that I had for myself with this new office job, right? This kind of, what to me was this amazing fancy job. I was working night shift. I used to work, I used to start work at 8 p.m. and then get out at 7. It was tough, but I thought, my God, I'm making like, normal money, right? For once in my life. And I thought, well, I can help, right? So then, from that point on, it allowed me to send some money back home, right? To help out mom and dad, a little bit. So for me, it was important for multiple reasons, but especially because it's like, Chendo, get your ass out of the couch. You're talking, you have this big game of, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You're actually doing nothing. So, right? And so this was, I seized on that opportunity. And from there, this job has allowed me to do what I always wanted to do, which is see the world and get paid for it, right?